So how did Stich Henderson
All right,
change your
Stich.
life?
Okay. Stich had a weekly commercial stage program, which was broadcast nationally.
And he's a
including-
band leader, right?
Yes. He led the band on the Tonight Show on TV for a while.
Oh, really?
Cool.
I thought that was that other guy.
Yeah, that other guy did it too.
Yeah, whatever his name was.
A lot of people have over the years.
Oh, I guess so.
And his producer called, and he said, Stich is going to have Helen Forrest as his guest for next week's program. And they're going to be talking about the recording that she did with Benny Goodman, The Man I Love. He said, for some reason, we can't find that record. I understand that you have a rather large record collection. Would you happen to have that? And I said, well, just a minute. Let me just check. I think I do. And in those days, in 1983, I didn't have it on computer. I had it all handwritten, and I came back to the phone. I said, yeah, I've got 3 copies of it. It was old 78s down there in the basement, 3 of them. He said, great. Would you pick out the best of the 3, put it on tape, audio tape, of course. We had that. I mean, we were up to date.
Yeah.
And here's my FedEx number. Send it to us. We need it for next week's broadcast. Okay, I did that. The next Saturday morning, we were in the kitchen at breakfast time. I think it came on at 10 o'clock.
Now, where are you living at this time?
We're living in Little Rock.
You're living in Little Rock. Your friend from New York on the Johnny Carson show calls you in Little Rock.
Oh, well, that's not exactly right. It's someone who knew me and knew the station.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so, we just finished having pancakes, and Tish was washing the dishes, and I was sitting there in the breakfast room listening to the radio, listening to Stich Henderson. And the announcer, Stich himself came on. He said, well, Helen, you had a real success with that recording you made with Benny Goodman, The Man I Love. Well, so let's listen to it. And the music starts. I reach over like this, grab a pen, and I start writing. Tish looks over at me, and she said, what are you doing? I said, I'm writing a news release. A news release? What about? About the fact that local man's record is being played on national radio. Well, she gave me one of those wifely looks, like...
Here he goes. He just rolled his eyes, everybody. That's an entrepreneur right there. All right, keep telling us.
She said, who's going to care? I said, well, I don't know. I'm going to send this into the paper, and maybe they'll print it. Maybe they need a little paragraph someplace. She shook her head. Go ahead, another one of your Walter Mitty moments. You'll have to look that up.
I know it. All right.
So I said, but before I send it to the paper, I better check with the station. So I went over to North Little Rock to what was called the Twin City Bank building. Went up to the top, and there was a studio, not as plush, of course, as where we are here.
Yeah.
But studio, and I talked with the studio manager. I showed him the article, and he kind of glanced at it and pushed it away, and he said, have you ever been on radio? And I said, no. Well, do you know how to mix? I said, well, at a social party, I get around. He said, oh, never mind. He said, we have an engineer on duty for all 24 hours. Would you be interested in doing a program? And I thought that was a kind of a neat idea. Yeah. I could put together a 1-hour program. He said, no, it would have to be 2 hours. 2 hours? Yeah, he said, we have we have a certain segment that we need to fill. I said, well, I'm not so sure. I want to do 2 hours. Well, that's all we can do. And by the way, he said, the job doesn't pay anything.
It's like my job.
So we compromised. I did 2 one-hour programs back to back. Clever, right?
Wait a minute.
What's the difference?
Or,
I don't
yeah,
understand.
right.
or did he get the best of me on that one? I don't know.
Yeah, what was the thinking behind that?
But that's how it started in 1983.
And who came up with the name? Swinging Down the Lane.
Well, there's a little story there. It used to be A Sentimental Journey with David Miller.
Oh, I like
Oh,
that.
that's
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, someone
used-
copyright problems.
I used that, yes.
Mhm.
Oh.
I used that for 4 or 5 years. And then I got a call from a lawyer
Mhm.
in Florida. It seems that someone had been traveling through Arkansas and happened to catch the program and the title and decided that, wait a minute, he's using the name that we already have.
Oh.
So I said, oh, okay, well, I'll change it. I said, I've got things in production now. I'll change it in
But
probably 2 or 3 weeks. He said, I remember exactly what he said. There were 3 words that stuck out in my mind. Cease, desist,
Mm-hmm.
now. So this call came in on a Friday, and Tish and I got together and tried to figure out, what are we going to do? And I remembered this 1922 song, Swingin' Down the Lane.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that's what we're going to use.
And it's too old to be copyrighted back then. There wasn't hardly anybody copyrighting anything back in those days.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But
A Sentimental Journey, is that a reference to a song?
Mhm.
yes,
A
it is.
sentimental feeling?
Yes, the song was a big hit in
Mhm.
1943.
Who did it?
Les Brown with Doris Day on the vocal.
Mm.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be
Mm-hmm.
very.
But here's the nice thing about it.
What?
Back in 1983,
Mm-hmm.
this was a nostalgia program, and my audience were the same age as me,
Mm-hmm.
and this was our music that I was bringing back to life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but as the years have gone by, it's not nostalgia. I'm a music educator now. I'm telling people about things that they did not experience, and musicians that they may never have heard of, but which were great in their day. So Swingin' Down the Lane gives me that flexibility to hop through different decades.
If you liked this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the picture of Kerry's face in the center of the screen. For more of Kerry's interviews, click either video on the right of the screen. And as always, thank you for watching.